All right, welcome to our weekly call, everybody. And I am going to say a quick devotion before we get started, even though it's later in the day, it's okay. Stay ever so close to me, and you will not deviate from the path I have prepared for you. This is the most efficient way to stay on track. It is also the most enjoyable way. Men tend to multiply duties in their observance of religion. This practice enables them to give me money, time, and work without yielding up to me what desire the most, their hearts. Rules can be observed mechanically. Once they become habitual, they can be followed with minimal effort and almost no thought. These habit-forming rules provide a false sense of security, lulling the soul into a comatose condition. What I search for in my children is an awakened soul that thrills to the joy of my presence. I created mankind to glorify me and enjoy me forever. I provide the joy. Your part is to glorify me by living close to me. Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your strength. Deuteronomy 6:5. So thank you for taking time, you guys, to be on tonight. We have a few things to cover, hopefully done in an hour. What's not on the agenda is something I forgot to put on, actually. Ruth Ahnen is joining us. She's just going to tell us what she's been up to in the last few months and kind of more of her kind of business journey, business update, I guess, maybe.
You want me to do that now?
Sure, yep, we'll start with you, yep.
All right, it's been a few months. Marla, I met, just to refresh, I met Marla many years ago in the hallway at a hotel in Vegas at one of our conventions. And I was on fire in the beginning of my Plexus journey and signed up a lot of people and kind of, whoops, a little thing is falling, but kind of had this high. I qualified for leaders in the first, I joined in June and qualified for the leaders in that October. So it was really fast right out of the chute, but I did not keep it up. And my point total had totaled from senior gold, and I wasn't even making gold as of last March, April, I think. It's hard for me to admit, but my point total went down to about 50 to 60 points. And I prayed a lot about my business and reconnected with Marlon. She was a huge help in just re-exciting me and getting back in with the group. And I made a commitment to be consistent and to do my business differently. And I'm happy to say I'm back up to my highest total that I've ever had with a much more solid business. And I know the products work, and I know the business plan works very well by following it consistently. I've never once not taken these products. I've always believed in what the probiotics and the quality of the supplements that we have. But as far as a business, you know, that was on me, because Plexus does have all the tools for us. They have so much opportunity with the new app, with the discounts on joining. And yeah, and I think a lot of it has to do with mindset. A lot has to do with your mindset and doing things when you don't want to do it. And the other key thing, I did do Brooke Hemingway and Emily Gibson's training. I've been through it 3 times because I'm a very slow learner when it comes to that. It's just so much information. I've been very blessed to do that 3 times. But one thing that other switch that flipped is to treat my Plexus business as a business, not as a hobby, not as something I do every once in a while, but just like if you want to get paid full-time income, you need to be working I wouldn't say 8 hours a day. It's very doable on a few hours a day, but planting those seeds every single day and the harvest will come. So I I made a vow never to go backwards in my points for the last 7 months, and I'm keeping to it. And I've been a consistent enroller, and I'm taking really good care of my people, and they're staying. So retention is very high, and I could just kick myself for not doing this from the beginning, but it's never too late. So.
And what would you say is different as far as starting from your first conversations now and enrollment and follow-up compared to when you started 5 years ago?
Well, I knew how much everything worked because it worked for me, but I thought I was unique. I thought, and part of me, I'll be honest, I had a hard time handling when people struggled, when people didn't have the great experience that I did, and I felt like I don't want to reach out and bother them. I'm afraid of what I might get if I pick up the phone, and I'm over that. It's just good customer care. And I've had, oh my goodness, I've had so many people, when I take care of them, have really good results. And it's not on me. It's just making sure they're taking their products correctly. We troubleshoot. And you know what? Here's the other thing that I do. I underpromise with my when people sign up. I make very sure to lay out that I need a 3-month commitment. I need a 3-month commitment. 1 month is not going to do it. 2 months, it might. I really explain how everybody's unique, and we need to tweak your schedule. What works for me may not work for you. In fact, what products work for me may not work optimally for you. And we're going to work together, and we are going to find out what the optimal schedule is going to be for you. And also make sure you plug them into community, because if they're all by themselves as a little island, that's another thing where that can be a trouble. So everybody who has joined has become a part of our group. And so I think that's.
And when you enroll them, how do you enroll them?
Face to face. That's another big thing that changed for me. I would leave them on their own. I'm like, here's my website, go sign up, and I'll call you in a couple of days. Absolutely not. I've signed up since June, like 26 people, and every single one of them has gotten an hour of my time, and we've gone through the signing them up on the website. I give them a tour of their back office. I highlight everything we have. We spend a lot of time together on that initial sign up. There's not too much time that I've had 2 or 3 hours if they have it. I know people want to streamline and all that, but I think that initial foundational sign up is super important. And if you are not doing it face to face with a person, you are missing out on a lot.
Yep. Thank you
for reminding me on that. Yes.
Yeah. Because, you can say so much more on the phone with people and on a Zoom, like sharing the screen, because you said face to face, but you mean Zoom.
I mean on a Zoom, or they're on their computer. I'm on my computer.
At the same time. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Because you can explain so much more, and there's downtime in between enrolling people to talk about, who do you have? Like, do you have a friend that maybe you'd want to do this with? Like, just today I was doing this. So using our onboarding tool that we have, using conversations during the enrollment process to build that connection. And just my gal today, she's like, you know what? I have a friend I work with her and she never poops. She goes, gosh, I think I'm going to mention this to her. And then she's like, oh, my sister-in-law, she ended up coming out H. pylori. I'm like, okay, I'll send you a couple testimonies. And then it's like, oh yeah, my best friend from high school, she has PCOS. So by the time we were done, she had 3 people that she was going to talk to. Just while I was, plugging things in, she had her 2 kids so she couldn't do the writing. So I was doing it for her. But anyway, yeah, there's just so much opportunity, time during that Zoom enrollment.
Well, and take notes, like what you said. You talked about your friends. If you can come up with a testimony, you can just say, hey, I've got a great story for you to share with da-da-da. I've got a great, and follow up from that. But I take a lot of notes on those. You're establishing the relationship. You're investing your time instead of leaving them out there, you know.
Yes.
Yeah, so what the great thing is, my retention is much, 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 much better. So I also feel like I've invested time that I could come to them to talk to them about, hey, let's do a shout out, on your Facebook page and those type of
Mm-hmm.
things. And
Mm-hmm.
what's really great, I have 3 gals. I'll just share one story. My girlfriend Lynn was a high school friend, and she reached out to me, and she had thyroid cancer and had her thyroid removed, and she's been overweight and chubby her whole life. And she sent me a text with a picture of herself in the most glamorous black beaded gown and said, "Thank you, Ruth Ann, and thank you, Plexus. I never thought I would wear anything like this." And she is going to be the mother of a groom. Her son's getting married, and she's dropped about 45 pounds. And she grew up very, people telling her fat. She goes, "I finally believe that I deserve this." What she looks in the mirror. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So it's just such a great story.
Yeah.
So,
Just your relationship building along the way.
yep.
Or reconnecting since you went to high school with her. But yeah, that's huge.
Yeah, it was
Awesome.
big. So,
I'm so proud of you for recommitting to this as a business and jumping back in. And
I couldn't do it without you, Marla. I hope everybody on this call knows what a gem you have. I'm not even in her downline. I don't know what I'm bringing to the table, but she has been such a blessing, and I wouldn't be sitting here senior gold well on my way to Ruby without her. So thank you so much, Marla.
well, thank you, Ruth. You've helped us a lot too. So I appreciate that. And, we're only a text away or a phone call away. And we always say, go to your sponsor first. And if they don't know, then go to the next, the next, the next. But we're all here to help. We have many layers of support. And so if you're on here and you feel like you need some support, set up a time, set up a Zoom with your sponsor, and I can be on too. We usually don't say no to those things.
Somebody wants help, I'm there in a heartbeat.
Yes, we'll be there.
Just to clarify, I have an amazing upline. She is the oldest jewel in the company, and Darlene Cornelius is amazing. And the beauty of Plexus that I have found, and I was in another network marketing company for many years, Plexus is just such a giving community. It just is. Everybody is, you meet somebody sideline or even from another business, and Marla's not gaining anything from monetarily wise, but that's what I love about this company, is everybody is just amazing to be giving and all that.
Yep.
So thank you,
So true.
everybody.
Thanks for hopping on. I wanted to start with you so you could leave right away. I know you're busy, but you don't have to leave.
I'm going to hang out with your superstar. I'm going to hang out and find out.
Yeah, we have superstars on our team. So. All right. Well, I wanted to do some shout outs. And is there anybody new on tonight? I don't think, Saba, I see you joined. Hi, Saba. Been seeing you for a while. Good to see you. I think we have Carissa's pretty new, but she had an amazing month too last month. So we had, Carissa had 6 enrollments, you guys. That's like half a dozen. Woohoo! And Carissa, do you have anything to say about that? Like what you think really worked well, or?
I'd say personal messaging people is probably the biggest thing that helps.
Yep. And finding out what they need help with, right?
Right. Yes.
Yeah. And then lots of individualizing. Great. That's exciting. So now we all need to get 2. That's what's going on now, right? 2 by the 15th, so that we can all launch the next product. Because like even me as a jewel, if I don't get 2 people, I don't think I'm going to get to be on the special launch, which I kind of like that about Plexus, if they're going to make me do the work like everybody else, right? So we want to get 2, and then we can be in on part of the secretive part that I was doing with the Slim and all the other stuff. There will be webinars that you have to attend when you get 2. I don't know when they are or anything. And I don't know what the new product is yet either. I haven't been told that. So That's who's committed to 2 before the 15th or by the 15th. Everyone, right? Yes, all of us, at least 2, okay? And we have our IF starting right now too, so that's a great funnel. But don't think you can't talk about plexus just because they're going in there for IF. It's like plexus aligns totally with IF. So gut health isn't just for certain people, it's for everybody. We all have a gut, we all have a brain, right? So we had 2 rank ups also. We had 2 golds with Connie made it to gold at the very last half an hour. That was so exciting. And then Lois Symington made it to gold, and we had Erica hit silver. I think you enrolled 2 people on Monday, right? Yes, you were just going gangbusters. Awesome. Lindsay Talbot, I'm not sure who she is. I think she's Mariki's downline, right, Mariki? I think Mariki's on. Kelly Hulse. Kelly, have you met Lindsay? Am I in the right line? I'm looking at my list here.
Yes, it is. She's under Mariki. I have not met her, but she is.
Okay. Yeah. So that's exciting. And who here has gotten your Leaders Retreat email? If you would put, so Kelly, you got yours. Okay. Andrea, yep. Did you get yours? Okay. You might want to check on that, Andrea.
I haven't checked in the last 12 hours, so I can check.
Okay. All right. So, and then Super Saturday, make sure that you get registered for that, you guys. That's when they're going to launch the new product. So, and there'll be training on that day as well. Any other shout outs? What's working well with your team? Anybody that wants to commit to doing this with you as a business? Have you found anybody out there that wants to do a launch? Any shout outs for people in your downline? Feel free to take the floor right now. No? I'm going to shout out Laura McLaurin and thank her for volunteering to do the IF. So excited that she's going to do that for us. And we have Megan. You guys know Megan. She had her. Can I share that she had her baby, right?
Yes. I think you can't. You're beating me to everything. Good job, Marla.
Okay, so go.
And then I couldn't get back again. So good job.
So do you have some shout outs, Kelly, or is that?
Well, I was going to shout out Laura for sure for taking the IF group on. She's done a fantastic job, worked hard all day yesterday, getting everything scheduled, and she's already gone in and commented. So that's amazing. We just want to be really intentional and really try and pay attention to each of the posts every day. And so if we have somebody that we've invited in there that's participating, we want to go back then to our messenger or text message or what have you, and really keep encouraging them specifically, when they're participating, so that they feel a part of the group, because you always experience more success when you're part of a group. So I think that is really important. And then yes, Megan having her baby and Abby Wavra hit silver. So yeah, that was awesome. Great things going on. So we have to, I guess, just decide if we're going to keep pushing. I know I don't want to be sitting on the sidelines when everybody else gets to try the new product.
I know we all want to have our hands in that, right? I did not get my combo, you guys. I got part of the combo. I didn't get the mug. I did not get the cap. I did not get the earrings. So I am sulking just a little bit, but I'll be okay. So I hope that you guys all got yours if you ordered. If not, they will be coming. I know it's going to be coming. It's just going to be a little bit delayed. So on to number 1 is I have IPA and what is what IPA is most important. And by IPA, what we mean for that is income producing activities. When we think of that, I want you to put in the comments in the chat, what do you think is the top 3 income producing activities? And Laura's asking about the big font. If you guys want to read the chat, I love the big font because that's how I think it's meant to be, actually. Laura, are you reading to your son? I think it looks really good, Laura.
Okay, good. No, I'm not reading. I'm working on my Christmas card addressing right now, actually.
Oh, then you better turn your camera on if that's all you're doing.
Well, and I have like my family's all tromping through. I had kids just come back from basketball practice and talking going on all around me. So
That's half the fun to watch. And your cat and dog fighting. You know?
that's just the sound.
Okay, so Erica, consistent posting with personal, family, and plexus focus posts. Very, very good. Messaging people, setting goals, daily posts, reaching out to 3 to 5 new, adding 3 to 5 new on social media per day. Yes, good, good, good. So there's a lot of, no matter who you listen to, you're going to hear something a little different about what's most important, okay? But all of those are important, like personal development, that's important. A teeny piece of it, self-development. But if you're not posting on social media, people aren't going to be aware of what you have. But what's really important when we're posting is that you are who you are. You know, you're attracting your brand, you're attracting who you are, showing how Plexus adds value to your lifestyle, okay? Trying to stay away from the salesy posts, the copy paste. Do it right with the copy of who you are rather than the copyright, okay? So really focusing on drawing in people because they're interested in how it's adding value to who you are and to your life and to your kids, to your family, okay? That's huge. You may not get the sale every day from that, but that's attracting, okay? And then opening up, you know, to new people, you know, friend requests through that. Send, share, invite, of course, is constant. That never ends. Send, share, invite is, first of all, before you get enrollments, it's sending, you know, a message about checking how they are, relationship building, and then it's eventually, hey, I'm doing these products that have changed my health. Have you ever looked into gut health? Wait for a response. That's where it starts, right? Then we have events. We can invite them to events. If you post about it and they don't comment, there might be others on your list, like your top 10 list of who you really want on your team. And just saying, you know, hey, we're doing intermittent fasting. Have you heard of that? You want to hop in our group? So the most income producing activity that I feel is adding value to someone else's life, because that will stay forever, not through a transaction or words that you send. So how do we do that? Well, we're doing it through our IF. We've added value that way, right? So if you've changed their life somewhat in a positive way without them committing to a sale, usually the sale will come and stay longer, if that makes sense. If they want to buy the products first, that's even better, right? Of course, you want to have that opportunity to talk about gut health because intermittent fasting aligns perfectly with gut health, with our products. So IPA being most important is adding value to someone else's life, okay? And adding value might be inviting them in our community too. Some people are, I think a lot of people are tired of negativity right now and aren't getting the social engagement like they used to. So anything in a positive community with proactive type things and lifestyle changes that they can handle and do without spending a lot of money, is going to add value, just positive engagement. So, and that's through your posts too, of course. Any questions about IPA? Or anything you want to add that I missed? I know, Kelly, you're good with IPA.
I keep hitting the wrong button, sorry. I'm on my phone. I'm not used to being on my phone. You know, part of our IPA this month too is just to make sure that we are taking a look at the diamond posts and going, you know, it takes a couple minutes just to read it. And then most of the videos that they have put in there are only about 5 minutes long, some a little less, some a little more, but I really find a lot of value in that, a lot. It builds my belief, gets me fired up. It reminds me of things that I have forgotten, and it helps with IPA. It definitely does.
Yes, and I forgot to mention that with that Diamonds in December, like someone I was talking to said, I don't want to watch documentaries. Nope, don't. And I said, no, it's not the documentaries. It's totally something different. So this is a combination of the last 90 with these diamonds giving their wisdom, you guys, which is valid because they're at the top of the company. We're not. And also intertwining the incentives that our company has right now. It's all mingled together. So when you read that in the morning at 5:30 in the morning or whenever you read it, you're going to be your mindset's going to be in the right place. Okay. So thank you, Kelly, for reminding me of that. The Sub Club and Days of Joy drawings and how they pair well with our events. Well, when we're inviting people to IF, it can lead into more conversations about what's going on right now. When they enroll now before the 16th, they get in on these Days of Joy, which you guys are aware of on Plexus community page. They are doing drawings every day. I believe it's 1 Central Standard Time, or is it 2? Of everybody the day prior that enrolled at least one ambassador gets in on these drawings. And one day it was $5,000 was the top cash drawing, you guys. And then 3 were $2,000. It's crazy what they're giving away. And Tarl and Alec, and I can't remember the other guy's name, are the ones doing the drawings. That's just really the top of the company are doing that. So, and one of them is Peloton. One of the giveaways is a Peloton. You guys have seen all that. So anyway, the Days of Joy, that's called Days of Joy. So people get in on that. So that's an incentive for them to get a friend to do this with you. Who do you have? And when we say, you know, do you have anyone that you want to, that would do this with you? Most time people say what? I don't want to share. I don't have a story yet. Right, we've all done it. But let's just kind of ignore that and redirect it. Like, you know what? I said the same thing, but I'm kicking myself right now because I think of all the people I could have helped right away and all the cash that Plexus lays on the table for when you start and get your products paid for. So, I mean, who do you have that would just buy anything and do anything with you? You must have somebody like a sister, and just start naming best friend. And when I did this on my sign up today, as I started listing all those, it's like, oh yeah, my coworker. Oh, you know, but it took me to problem solve with her out loud. So when there's a closed door, our job is to open it. Okay, does that make sense? So the power of suggestion is huge. If we just stop and shut down, probably doing a disservice to them. So just keep talking and just get excited about it. And it's like, well, you know, maybe you're not ready right now, but I bet one day you're going to someone's going to come to mind and you're going to think of, you're going to read a testimony. You're going to go, oh my gosh, my friend so-and-so has headaches every day. Or, you know, just put those ideas in their head because it is going to happen. It happened to all of us, right? So encourage them to make that list. Even though they say no right now, encourage them to make that list. Then, you know, say, hey, you know what? It would be so simple if you just want to put something out in social media right now saying how you're recommitting to your health and so excited that, you know, tag me in it. So-and-so help me learn more about gut health. Simple as that. I mean, they don't even have to have their pink drink. It could be, or if they say no, then it's like, well, can I write something up and tag you in a post? And a lot of times they'll say yes to that. Okay. Anything else with, oh, and then sub club. So the sub club is, the drawing is the 16th of the month, and that is the drawing of the month, you guys. It's going to be $100. And so a lot of people probably don't know that. So whose job is it to let them know about the sub club? Each of ours, right? So do you guys find it's going to be awkward to talk to them, or how do you feel? Do you want to do some conversations about how that can go?
Do they only get in on the drawing if they are ranked?
If they're what?
If they're like silver,
Oh,
gold, or whatever?
no, anybody gets in on it as long as they have 100 PV, which is another open door to talk about perks qualifying, commission qualifying. So they get perks points when it's 100 PV. They get commission qualified once they hit 100 PV. And then if they have over, I have it on that graphic, from 100 to 130, is it 130 PV is, I got to look because I changed it this month. They get one entry, and then the higher the PV, the more entries they get. So that's just rewarding them for, you know, ordering and being consistent. Okay, any other questions? And the 16th is the big drawing, is the last drawing for the Days of Joy. Okay, so making sure that you're having that conversations. And then what if they say, well, I don't get paid till the 20th of the month. What can we say to that? That's another closed door. How can we open that door for them? Anyone want to say? Like, hey, if that doesn't work, how about we have a party for you? Let's do a gut health party. Now, this month being December, of course, might be hard for people to get everyone together, but and who do you have that you could invite to our event that we have on the 15th? Leah's going to get that graphic out, by the way. She couldn't be on tonight. She said tomorrow she's going to get that graphic out. But we have an event on the 15th, right in our Glam Guts Grace group that you can invite people to, and that night I can help you have a conversation with them, or let's start talking to those people now in a three-way, and maybe by, you know, the 15th, you'll have a couple people that want to do this also. And when then, you know, maybe the next month you'll want to change your sub club, you know, closer before the 16th, if it doesn't work this month, but you're going to want to get in on that drawing. So that's just a way to handle it. I mean, you can't make people, but it's just the power of problem solving out loud. Okay, any questions? I see Lois hopped on now. Lois is another gold. So Lois Symington, you guys, if you don't know her, she, can I say how we met, Lois? Is that okay? Okay, she cleaned my house, you guys. Hallelujah. But now she quit because she's too busy with Plexus. And I'm like, you can't quit cleaning for me. And Lois doesn't have Facebook. So we do lots of Zooms. And so the power of her IPA is talking to people. We use WhatsApp, is a great app that we use for a lot of the three-ways. Lois, do you have any words of wisdom? So congrats to Lois. Onboarding practice. I'm going to share the screen, you guys. Put in the chat right now where you can find our onboarding tool. Come on, I don't see anyone put anything. If you don't know, say no clue. That's okay. That's an answer, right? Business Builders, good answer. In Business Builders under Files, saved on my desktop. Way to go, Erica. Kelly Hall's Business Builders. What unit is it in our group? Kelly Carlstead.
I was just asking to see if anyone knew what unit it was in.
I'm going to show it here, you guys.
Pretty sure it's unit 8, I think it is. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
No. Dang it.
That's not where I go to find it. Let me see. Maybe it's in both places. Oh, it is in both places. It is unit 8 too. I always go to the files is where I go. So you can find it in unit 8.
That's good to point out, to use the files too, because sometimes it's easier just to go into the files than to go through the units.
Yeah, so you guys can see my screen, right? The Business Builders. Okay, so here's the files. So I don't know if you guys have seen the updated Ambassador Health form front and back that Leah just uploaded here on the end of November, actually. I used this today, enrolling my new gal, Bethany, right here. So I'm just going to show you that. It's not a front and back. She mustn't have been able to get it front and back. So you have to run off 2 pages, but go ahead and unmute yourself if you've used this. So we kind of know.
I think she's taken a combination of a few different things and put it together.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
From our old one. Yep.
Yep.
It's not letting me open it for some reason. So I would run off copies of this if you like to have paper copy of it all. So it just gives health concerns, whether they go bathroom or not, water, making note of how much water they drink now, what you're suggested, allergies to shellfish or allergies of any kind. Are they on meds? And thyroid meds, they need to separate the pink drink 4 hours, or pretty much anything 4 hours from their thyroid med. Heart medications, no accelerator or metaburn, that needs to be updated. But you know, with heart meds, thyroid meds, I wouldn't put that all on yourself. Always know that you need to let your doctor know, or a pharmacist, and take in the ingredients and make sure you're on the same page. That's should not be all on us, okay? They do need to communicate with their doctor and or pharmacist. Anxiety, depression meds, same thing. Whenever they are already taking medications, you know, the triplex is fine. But you add Vital Biome, they might have some adverse symptoms, and they can have detox with the triplex too. But definitely the Vital Biome, what that's doing is going to be trying to do what the medication's doing. So that's too much of it. So definitely talking to them about, you know, let's start you on the triplex and get you on the chart so you get to stage 6, and then talk to your doctor about maybe weaning you off your medications, and then when we could introduce Vital Biome. Okay, if anyone else wants to talk about anyone that they've helped more recently, feel free to unmute yourself and you can talk about how you handled that. Then here in the red is ask who they know that could use these products and be an accountability partner. And then the social media post. And then how to stay consistent. And then the 3 people to get those names jotted down, okay?
We can't see that. I don't know why we can't see that, but
Oh,
maybe
because
because it's a downloading file or something. I
no,
don't
it
know.
changes web browsers is what it does, I think, when you switch it.
But it's all there. I mean, it's all
Now,
there now.
it,
We can. Yep.
yeah, I have to log out. And so this is what I was talking about, the form. Okay, so the front and back, you'll be able to see the back. And that one is more of how to follow up after they enroll, pretty much. Okay. So any questions about that?
It is a great tool. I mean, it's the only way that I can stay organized. I've used it since I started almost. So yeah, it's so nice to be able to page back while you have them on the phone or while you have them on a Zoom and you're talking with them and troubleshooting different things. You've got it right there in front of you. You don't have to scroll through your phone. So, but you have to do what works for you. And if it's works better on your phone, then that's good. Just do that.
Yep, whatever. Because a lot of people don't have it with them when they're talking to their people. So if you don't have the paperwork, it doesn't help you, right? So then using it from your past messages or writing it in your planner, or there is an app called the DOUGH app, D-O-U-G-H. You can look into that. You do have to pay money for it, but that was specifically written for Plexus. I used it for a while, a couple of years ago, and I do not use it anymore. But a lot of people love that app, okay? But our new Engage app does kind of the same thing. That reminds you to follow up. You can also put in all of your prospects in your Engage app, even though you didn't enroll them recently, and just as reminders, like to follow up and send them videos or just talk to them. It'll remind you to do those things. So that's another option. And then the onboarding tool, we're running out of time, so I was gonna go through the onboarding. Has anyone taken time to really kind of have that handy when you're enrolling someone and or even just looking through it and writing notes, writing questions? Put in the comments, no, I haven't done that yet. My goal is by next Sunday to have that done. Just kind of tell me where you're at, and then have a conversation with your sponsor about it. And this is a new tool, so we're all having to really apply ourselves to use it. And it's just making sure that we cover all opportunities with each enrollment. Okay. I'm going to read the comments here. Mariki, okay. And Carissa, good. Now, Carissa, you're probably the newest one on here, so I'm going to put you on the spot. Is that okay? On the hot seat. So, coming from you reading it, what do you like about it? Any tweaks that you wish there were, or where are you at with that?
I think it's great. I think it's really good. I'd probably have to look at it closer to get a better idea, but I think it really helps me to go back and make sure that I covered everything. I might not always follow it right away, but it helps me to go back and say, okay, I didn't ask them this. I need to make sure I did this and added them to this group. And then, it's really good to just go back and make sure I did everything.
Right, because you're not going to, it's how many pages, front and back, 6. You're not going to do this in one sitting. This is a tool. Onboarding takes 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
So, we all get excited when we get a new ambassador or a new customer, but that's when that's the easy work.
Yeah.
Right? The work to keep people happy is customer service, customer care, follow up, relationship building, inviting to events. That's where, you're going to keep people.
I think maybe one thing that and I know there already is a form, but I feel like maybe if there was I'm thinking like Excel or, some kind of a chart that we could have, or a file for each person. I mean, I've kind of been working on my own stuff, but I feel like it would be a little bit easier to just simplify each, number 1, number 2, number 3 with the answers, like a brief overview, just because there's so much wording already on the onboarding tool than to put the answers on a separate sheet to be able to page through easier and just see what's in each person's file or whatever, you know.
Yeah, and because I've been doing this 5 years, so this is all new, you know. So when you coming in, if you create something, you can share it with us. You know, that's one thing. The beauty of this business is we are our own bosses. We can create something and design it for what works for you. And then if you want to share it and others use it, that's great. But we definitely, if it's something that's going to help all of us, we could put it in our onboarding tool. We can always have modifications. So
Yes. Yep.
great suggestion. I'm not an Excel person either, so I'm just gonna say that. But I know a lot of people are, and so I don't want to hold people back, but I think we need to add it if that's going to be, you know, more helpful for everybody. So any other thing on onboarding? I wanted to do some practice, like role playing, but we're not going to have time. So just making sure that you go through it, write notes, ask questions, and just we'll talk a little bit more about it again next Sunday, okay? Helping people go silver or adding 2 by December 15th. I kind of talked about that a little bit. So how do we help people go silver? Here's one thing that I listened to recently that really made myself think, oh, I need to change that. I'm doing it wrong. It was Brianna Coolidge's training last Monday. Did you guys read that or watch it at all? It was the Text Me, Train Me. It was so good. If you guys have not watched it, I put it in our announcements post in our Business Builders in the comments. I actually put the recording in there because it's so good. You guys, she is a diamond and she has no one that's a jewel. Not anyone in her downline is a jewel, and she's a diamond. So she has got to diamond by creating all, so silver up to senior ruby. Isn't that crazy? But anyway, she says, take the words, let's all write this down tonight. And because I really do believe it, take the words upline out of our vocabulary and call them friend, not upline, because it is kind of an awkward salesy word, right? And then take the word silver out of our vocabulary. By instead of using silver, it's like, hey, do you have any friends that you know of that would like to get healthier with you? Or that needs some support in their health journey? You have a referral link, and all you have to do is share your referral link with your friends, and you can actually get some of your products paid for. What do you think about that? Could you use a couple $100? So what I replaced with silver was using a referral link, getting a couple friends, or helping a couple friends, not getting, that sounds like we're catching them, right? I guess, but helping friends. Everybody likes to help. No one likes to sell. So that's my words of advice from Brianna Coolidge, though I got it from her. It was really a good training. Even though I am, you know, an emerald, I've been doing this a long time, I'm still tweaking things as I go. So has anyone else watched that one yet? No? Okay. I really recommend doing that while you're cooking supper or driving one night. Okay, planning January and February right now. By next Sunday, we should be able to talk a little bit more about that. I have to talk to a few people about some ideas that have been thrown at me from another team to do something the month of January. January 9th is the Super Saturday where the announcement of the new product is. I have not heard of any weight loss challenge like they did before, the Renew You Challenge. So I'm waiting from corporate to kind of give us more information too, to find out. But with our IF group going till the 22nd, we should be set there. Of course, you can have little mini parties for anybody, a mini Zoom or I do lots of messenger Zooms. I did one this last week with one gal where she signed somebody new up. We just did a video chat. Those are actually events, you guys. We don't think of them as being events, but they are. Just saying, hey, do you want to do a video call with my friend who got me started? And that's all we did. And she ended up deciding to move forward. And yeah, I made a new friend. We're friends on Facebook now too. In fact, she messaged me today and told me she loved my tree that I posted about. So That's what this is all about, is making friends and just continuing the conversations going and making it fun. So, and you guys all do that. I know you do. And our heart has to be, just be a good friend. That's what this is. And network marketing used to be a lot of, script writing and copy and pasting and hurrying up to get to rank. And I've never felt comfortable with that. And now it's finally coming back around to how I have felt for 5 years. Like when people say, are you pushing to go to whatever rank? And I'm like, all I can think of with pushing is like when I had babies. Like, I don't think pushing has anything to do with doing this business. But, we always want to work as if there's no end of the month, as if there's no rank. I mean, we are in this because God called us to be here, to be better and help others. Our health journey is a bridge to helping their health journey. And each of our networks can reach so many people that, like, I can't reach who you can, and you can't reach who your friend can. And getting them to understand that is huge too. Like, you have so many friends that maybe could benefit from my story. Would you share my story on your wall? Even something as simple as that. Usually people will, if they're not going to share about their own, but I bet they'd share about, even, they may have just enrolled, but they don't want people to know, but maybe they would share, your story on their wall. So think about that. So the number one indicator of success in this business is belief in yourself, belief in what you offer, and belief in your client and your customer. Because your belief will lead to your conversations and follow-up and commitment to them. Okay? So by next Sunday, let's all have our 2 people. How does that sound? Okay, put in the chat what you would like to see or hear more about next Sunday from me or from any of us leaders. And while you're doing that, I am going to show quick. I ran off all of the incentives. So this one is Senior Silver is a new rank in our company. It's when you hit 50 points, you guys, okay? There's a whole section on that you can run off when you go to the Help Center. And if you type in incentives, this is all of our incentives that are newer. The Days of Joy, the Open Enrollment 2020. I didn't even talk about this yet. The CBD incentive, that still is going on. It did go up to $16.95. The Fast Start program. Consistency Club. I haven't talked much about that either, guys, but do we all know what that is? But put in the chats what you want me to cover more of, because there's no way we can cover all this in an hour a week. Product of the month is Microbiome Slim, by the way, if you haven't talked to your customers about getting that in their subscription. Earning the Plexus points, how you get it, how many points, that's a whole incentive piece. And the Share and Succeed. Help 2, what you earn, help 4, what you earn. Okay, so that's.
What was that last one you said?
Share and Succeed, so that's the helping 2, 4, or 6 incentives.
And the cash that you earn with that.
Yep, the cash that you earn with it, yep. I can read it, but I didn't want to, I mean, it's just too much to go over, you guys. So you're going to have to print it off and read through it, write your questions, bring those to the next meeting or ask your sponsor. Yeah.
I got a goodie box in the mail this weekend.
What did you get?
I got my 3 things from, let's see, it would have been October. The NutriBullet, the mixer, and then the cup That was kind of fun. Merry Christmas.
I'm so jealous. I wanted that NutriBullet so bad.
I don't know what to do because I just bought one a couple months prior to that. But I want the one that says Plexus on it.
Secondhand, or do a Facebook rummage.
Yeah, sure. Oh, it's always fun to get a little something in the mail when you know that you worked hard, and you guys always share with us too, when you get your goodies in the mail or when you get your bonus check in the mail. Kind of keeps the fire burning, and it's a fun thing to share.
It is. And also whenever you win something from what I give, it's really nice to do like a thank you on social media to show that and honor that too, because that's something our community does. We don't have to do that, right? So that's another way to help promote our positive spirit. So enroll 2, I found it here. I didn't want to say it without reading it. Is the $25. Enroll 4, you get 100 more, and then enroll 6, you get 100 more. So it's 225 total is that Share and Succeed. Not counting our commissions and business builders and all that. So yeah, it's 9:30. Anything else, ladies?
I hope you all have a fabulous week and that you're able to get your 2 this week. If you need a story, or you can't get a hold of your sponsor and you need anything, just make sure to be active in our group thread. Give any one of us a shout out and say, hey, I need help with this. Are you available, or whatever? Let's all of us get our 2 people this week. So excited for that.
Yeah. Okay, I'm reading the comments here now. So Kelly Hulst has an awesome system. What do you mean, Mariki? Or her paperwork system that she sends people?
Yeah, she shared it with me before. She just has a page for each person, but the info on that page is pretty cool.
Okay, so maybe Kelly would want to share that next Sunday.
Sorry, Kelly, for putting you on the spot.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It's very old school, but it works for me. So
yeah, it's very old school, but that's why it works. I think it's
put it in
because
the
it's old
files.
school.
If it's forms that maybe we could use, you could put it in the files or in the unit too, in our business builders.
Yeah, I can explain it too. It's not anything like hard for anybody to put together, but yeah, works for me.
Yeah.
Works for us.
Yeah, because could you share the screen and show us next Sunday? Do you want to do that?
I can. I see the green arrow. I can.
Yep. All right. Well, thank you. And thank you all for joining tonight. And we're going to have an awesome week. Hopefully Christmas your list is getting done, I guess. And maybe by next week, my daughter will have had her baby. So I don't know if I'll be here. No. She's due on the 20th, but everything's moving along really fast. So really exciting. So if there's nothing else, then I think we'll sign off, unless I forgot something, but I think that's all I wanted to mention. And we'll, gosh, there's not very many days left. I sit and think.
Marla, is there still work times? Are you still having
Yes.
work time?
Yep, 7 to 7:30. Yep. And then at 7:30, if people want to stay on for question and answers, I'll stay on for a little bit. Okay. All right. Thank you all. You're all awesome. Appreciate you all. Have a great week.
You too.
Okay.
Good night.
Bye.
Thank you.